Hello everyone. Today we are not going to talk about mating caddis. We are going to talk about something else. It's very interesting, very nice material, but very fragile. So today it's gonna be, I'm gonna tie two flies, but mostly I'm gonna talk about techniques, how to protect this very nice material. First of all, you can do varnish with UV glue, nail polish, whatever you want. It will give your fly a little bit of gloss. So maybe not as desirable in some situations because insects are not that shiny, or you can just do the same fly but with another technique. It's super glue. Now listen to this. Between each wrap there is some residue of super glue hardened, so it gives a little bit of ribbing effect, also protects our fly. It's a very nice technique. And as a third one, of course there are many more, but as a third one, notice this one, very interesting, and this is going to be one of the patterns by the end of the video. So nice ribbing with peacock quill and nice red underbody. Of course you can make different spacings between these ribs, so sometimes the underbody will show less, sometimes more. Here it's like almost half is red underbody, half is peacock quill. So stay with me and let's start tying. So first I'm gonna tie one with just peacock quill, no fancy things, just peacock quill. I'm using UTC thread. It's flat, and that's the main thing why I'm using it here, because I can make smooth underbody, which is like very important for this, because when you wrap the peacock quill over the body it has to be smooth. Now take your peacock quill and you will notice that there are two sides to it, dark one at downside and light one at the upside. Turn it upside down so the white part, the lighter part, is gonna facing downwards, and just attach it somewhere as you want, but as you go back, like near the rearest end of the hook here, near the bend of the hook, apply the lowest pressure. Then as you wind in touching turns forward, make sure that you're making smooth underbody and that you're applying more and more pressure to secure this quill. So leave enough room for finishing off the abdomen and mounting the rest of your fly. Now you need to add some super glue. And for the super glue, I'm using some very cool product. It's not fly fishing related, but it's good. It's in gel. It makes it more manageable. It doesn't run away, it doesn't soak into the thread here, and if I squeeze it's gonna go out. So it's not a tube. It's very cool package. Now as I squeeze, I'm gonna take just a little bit of it. Oops, that's too much. So just a little bit, and you want to put it like near the quill. Spread it. Now you can just spread it all around like so. Now this is not the exact science here, so there are going to be little differences between your flies, but still it's going to be very effective fly. Now take your hackle pliers, catch quill, and applying like nice even, not too strong pressure, just wrap the quill, sorry. Now if you make spacing between, you will get the effect I showed you at the beginning, but if you go with slight overlapping, you're going to get another effect, and I'm going to show it to you very soon. Now you can notice, and I will zoom in this one, that as I go forward, the super glue is running in front of the quill and also between spacings here, so it's giving it a little bit of ribbing effect, also protecting our fly from breaking under trout's teeth. Now one turn over, one turn in front, cut the rest. Now, if you are tying just one fly, don't bother with this method because you have to wait between tying flies, because we need to leave some time for this super glue to cure. But if you're tying in series like 4, 5 or 6 as I do, you just take something and you leave your fly on it while it dries, and in the meantime you just take and tie another one. So you prepare those bodies, attach them like this next to each other, and then when you finish with the last one, the first one is going to be ready for tying. So let's continue with the fly. So when everything is dry, take your another thread, or you can use the same one. I prefer to use something stronger because I'm tying in CDC. So reattach the thread, make sure it's well secured so it doesn't slip, and prepare some CDC feathers. For this one I like to use 2 CDC feathers, tips aligned, and just stroke back all those fibers. So align the tips and stroke back fibers. Now what's important when you're tying a little fly is that try to find a feather with the thinnest stem possible, because it's gonna create less bulk. Position it flat on the fly, catch everything. Now with pinch and loop, grab, pull tight, 1 more rep on the top. Now 2 reps on the top, 2 in front, cut the excess. Now I'm going to pull more thread than I need, and I'm going to create a loop here. So create a loop, and with these additional reps you're also securing the CDC better. Now leave your loop behind for a second so it's not in your way, and go back to the front with your thread. Make a whip finish, like 1 turn whip finish, just to keep it there, or you can just do a half hitch. Now attach your dubbing twister. It will keep tension on everything, and it's very useful if you have this heavy one because it's gonna make your tying a bit easier. Take some dubbing for the dubbing loop. I'm using squirrel dubbing with some UV inside, and I'm just using a small pinch, as you can see. Apply dubbing here, like a little bit away from the fly, and then prepare some guard hairs from a squirrel or whatever you have. Put it in a clamp like so, and put it between dubbing and another half of the dubbing loop like so. Keep 2 sides of the thread together to pinch those hairs and open the clip like so. Now you can distribute those hairs a little bit more as well as dubbing, but keep them perpendicular to the thread. Now it's time to twist everything. Twist and then go back and forth with your fingers like so. It will twist even more. Now you have like a hackle here, and this will also support your fly and give buggy legs to your fly. It's a very nice technique. If you don't have a good hackle, you can use this. It's very nice, supports fly very well, and like you can combine whatever kind of fur you have. Okay, I should have put a little bit more fur here, but never mind. So just go with your thread, tying thread, cover it, and now lock it. As you can see, it's locked now. To cut the excess here. Okay, and do a whip finish, and if needed, just color the head with some marker, because this one soaks color so well. Oops. Okay, I made a mistake, sorry guys for this. but keep tension. You don't want to stop tying fly at this moment. I like to do 2 whip finish knots. Now, honestly, this one didn't, it's not so well, but never mind. You got a point here, and now it's time to tie another one. What I like to do here is I like to spread those legs a bit to give a little bit like side to side effect. So now it's colored with marker, just let it soak and just go like this, like both ways, sideways. So now you can see that the profile of this fly is very sparse. It's not too much, so you're not going to use this fly for like some very like fast and turbulent water. You're just going to use it on flat surfaces, and this kind of fly that looks like nothing is going to catch you a lot of fish, even those ugly flies. This one is ugly, trust me. Now let's go on with something more, let's say, fancy. Now this is another technique. As I said, you can choose to put this peacock like in overlapping turns, so it will have similar effect to this one. Well, let me find it here. It's here. Okay, so it's gonna have this effect like here, but too shiny maybe. Or you can make those ribbings, and in this case it's gonna look like some kind of a stonefly, like February red. And as you know, stoneflies, they have a little bit slim profile, so I'll make more or less the same fly as I did just now. And in this case I'm gonna use a little bit more subtle technique, so it's gonna be CDC only. So bear with me and hope you will like it. So first of all, we need some wings. I will show you 2 things I can do. Like, you can use those thinner profile wing, CDC feathers, or you can use those not fully developed. You can see it by this. I don't know how it's called, but it keeps the feather in a more slimmer way. So just align those tips as so, and then position them where you want them. I chose this one because I have only 2 feathers, but as you can see, it's like you can't see through them, so the feather is good quality, rich in those barbels. So I'm gonna do the same as I did on the previous fly in this video. With pinch and loop, catch it, press it, second one, now it's secured with slim profile on the top of the hook. Now 2 more reps, that's it. Now cut the excess, make the loop, and you can go also around it like so to keep those loop sides together. Now catch it here like so, and then leave the loop end somewhere behind and make this just whip finish to keep everything in place in case you kick your fly somehow and everything bounces, so the thread can come off. Now what I like to do is I choose one not so good quality feather here. I use my dubbing needle, press it into this slot I have here, and all those fibers will stick out. So transfer it to the clip like so, transfer. When you catch everything, open the foam, and then now you need to cut stem. Okay, of course you can do this in a split thread, same thing. I prefer to use this one because I have this nice dubbing twister. That's the only reason, and it keeps tension, which I like to have. Now also you can apart from combining those furs, you can combine with another kind of dubbing. This time I will add just a little pinch of purplish dubbing, so it's nice, very visible color to the fish. So I'm using just a small pinch of it like so, just to cover this one side of the thread like so. So you can see it's not like very, compared to my finger, it's just like index finger wide. Insert, pinch it with the thread, now open, and then remove the clip. Move everything upwards, and then you can do the twisting part. Okay, now you can see everything is here, well secured. As you tie, these fibers are going to be locked under the thread, so they're going to be very, very well secured. Now let me also position the wings again. By positioning wings now, keeping them on the top, you will prevent it from turning around as you wind your thorax. So just keep everything in place, pull it backwards as you go forward, and go on and go on and go on. Okay, one more turn, as you can see, and I'm applying a lot of pressure because this thread is quite strong. Now I need to catch everything. Now I can leave everything and go behind with my bobbin, catch it, apply more pressure. Now I'll bring this upwards and back and lock it down with like a couple of reps. Now I can cut this tag and whip finish the fly. Let me just do the whip finish knot. Sometimes you need to color the whip finish knot, sometimes it will get the color from the under material, as it did just now. But because this is a February red, I'd like to have a reddish color of the head. I mean, the stonefly has black head, but never mind. So I'll use my red Sharpie and I'll just touch a little bit here and there. So he's gonna have this red wine color head that goes well with the rest of the fly. Now let's discuss it a little bit and we're done. So you can see contrasting colors in the body, nice slim profile, few wings, like very, very sparse, and now those buggy legs from CDC that are gonna support your fly as well, but then they're gonna add some movement as well. So guys, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Let's leave these caddis flies alone.